Continue to ask Seattle city leaders about the homeless encampments near City Hall and when they will be removed. Work on removal had started, but it has since been paused, and now fires have happened at the camps. KOMO's Paul Rivera has been on this story and spoke with the mayor today. Paul?
The mayor of Seattle wants people to trust the process, but in all respects to the mayor, we are trying to get specifics. So we are asking questions that you at home want us to bring to the mayor. Here's what he had to say.
We have to vote.
We caught up with Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell at a drivers union event in the city. There, we asked him about the homeless encampment next to City Hall. The homeless encampment right across the street from City Hall. Why hasn't that been cleared out yet? And when is that going to be rescheduled? There are actual fires happening during the day right across the street from City Hall.
So what I'm trying to do is not steal the thunder of the drivers union.
The mayor didn't answer the question at the podium about the camp, which was being removed this weekend while activists were present, but then that work stopped. Now fires have happened there, and authorities had to pull someone away from the flames.
I'd like to tuck you off the record if we may. If you don't want, then I'll keep walking.
We need you on the record, Mayor.
Then I'm going to go back to City Hall.
He eventually gave an answer after we continued to press our questions. Why has it not been rescheduled yet? There are fires. There are fires happening across. This is the seat of government. You walk right outside the building.
Would you like to talk? We're trying to aggressively house people. Okay. Right now it's very cold, and so my primary concern is making sure people can come out of the cold. We lead with compassion. Okay, and quick fixes are sometimes not sustainable. So what we have is a sustainable plan leading with compassion. My statement to everyone that's listening is trust the process, because we are aggressively trying to make sure people are housed and people are warm. And that is our strategy, and you'll see our actual written plan here very shortly, but that's our actions, and that's what we do.
Yeah, Eric, and that mom was just in tears. She couldn't believe that this happened to her daughter. She never thought that anything like that would even happen. And prosecutors say that suspect wasn't supposed to be out here on the streets, and yet he exploited these girls with drugs. She hopes this time he stays in jail.
It's scary, and it makes me angry that these people are allowed to be out there hurting kids.
We're protecting this mom's identity because her 15-year-old daughter is the victim of sex trafficking. They're also afraid the man now accused of sexually abusing the teen and another 17-year-old girl will hurt even more minors. Investigators say that's Eric Not Hurley, a.k.a. Bear Mac.
I'm worried that he'll get off, that he'll get a slap on the wrist, and he'll be right back out there peddling drugs and other people's children again.
The mom says after her daughter ran away from home, police told her her child was an underage prostitute on Aurora Avenue. Detectives say that's where the teenagers met Not Hurley last spring. Prosecutors have now charged the 48-year-old with forcing the girls to have sex with them in exchange for money, fentanyl, meth, and Percocet.
I cried. You never imagine someone could treat someone you love as a commodity.
According to charging documents, at one point, Not Hurley pointed his gun at the 17-year-old when she refused to have sex with him, and she thought she would die.
They know they're underage, and they're preying on them.
It's part of a bigger problem business owners like DUTTON CLARKE say is getting worse on Aurora Avenue.
I don't like to have a business here where I'm talking to a nice family with their kids and girls in their underwear walking by, and people are walking by my parking lot on Monday morning and they're stepping on condoms. That's horrible.
Prosecutors say Not Hurley shouldn't have been on the streets. Months before, they charged him with felony burglary after police say he posed as a UPS worker and broke into a Greenwood apartment building. Judge Lisa Pagliotti released him, even though prosecutors objected because he had a history of failing to appear, felony convictions, and warrants in other counties.
We were concerned by the repeat pattern of behavior here, and we thought that there would be more victims if this person was released, and unfortunately that is the case.
I asked the judge why he wasn't held. A spokesman sent me this hearing form saying he was released because charges hadn't been filed. And prosecutors say they couldn't file charges because they hadn't gotten the case yet from an understaffed Seattle police.
That's why we went to the first appearance and said we'd like this person held until we get the case from police.
A ripple effect that prosecutors say allowed an accused repeat offender to go and do even more damage.
Well, let's just hope our new prosecutor starts to prosecute these criminals and that our judges don't release them. I mean, get a clue.
We can only do so much to keep our kids safe. The rest is up to God and the lawmakers who can't keep putting their heads in the sand and hoping this just goes away.
Yeah, it certainly is, Michelle. Many of those families I spoke with say the really difficult part about all this is when they try to get a hold of their loved ones, they simply can't as they try to check in on them.
I cry 3 or 4 days. I don't sleep.
The safety of Olena Shcherbaniuk's friends and family in Ukraine is what's keeping her awake.
This is my family.
With her phone, she showed us pictures of them taking shelter in a basement far from home. All she wants to know is if they're safe.
I asked, please show me what happened near you. But family told me we can't come out because no safety. We just listen, bomb, bomb, bomb.
Charles Lawson met his fiancée in Ukraine. Just a day before the invasion, Lawson received a message from her saying she bought a plane ticket to Seattle. Right now, she's in Ukraine trying to keep herself and her family safe.
And they're hiding in the basement at night. They saw men with lights and they got worried, called the police, but no police will probably come.
He says conversations with her that would normally last hours have now turned into minutes.
Sometimes she's not able to talk because they're getting signal that there might be bombs coming.
The uncertainty about safety is what worries his friend Valentin Huntavi every time he can't get in touch with loved ones.
I keep watching the news. I keep asking my friends, our family members, how they are every day. I don't get responses every time.
Tonight, as the Ukrainian community comes together in Seattle, they're hoping these stories are heard.
Please help my friends, my family. Please help Ukraine.
Worshippers in Seattle are praying for their family and friends in Ukraine amid the devastation in the country.
It's horrible. They don't feel safe. They are having suitcase packed and don't know what's going to happen. You know, the sirens go off every single moment, like 7-8 times a day.
Are hiding from being killed in basement.
It was an emotional Sunday service for many families at Epiphany Parish in Seattle, which quickly filled with music, communion, prayer for those who have died in Ukraine, and prayer for peace around the world.
To give thanks to the Lord and ask Him of His protection.
Elena Vuban's parents and her husband's family are in Ukraine and say the country is in need of medical supplies. Others, like Tatiana Silver, are urging people to stay informed as the fighting continues, to donate and pray for families like hers.
You're calling them, you wake up, you call in the middle of the night, you just check very quick, is everyone alive?
She says it's in these moments they gain strength by coming together.
And every minute we pray.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.